We got a barrel here that we're going to do a little bit of work on. The customer had this barrel here, so there's no Y diverter here. They basically just had an elbow in place. So what we're going to do is cut this off, put on the proper Y diverter so that we can have an elbow that goes into the barrel, and plus another pipe that comes down along the side and then out, so that in the wintertime when they remove this barrel, there's actually a downspout in place, and all they have to do is just flick a switch. So normally these barrels have a screen top. This one's kind of a smaller barrel, but I'll show you how they kind of work. On the back of these ones there's a hose that comes down, and this is the overflow hose. And there's a channel in the bottom of this barrel. These little knobs here on the sides, they can be cut, and then that opens up for the water to flow out of these. And as long as the next barrel is set a little bit lower, you can connect barrels in series so that you're not only filling one barrel but a few barrels. Barrel configured in a way now that's a better system for putting the water into the barrel in the summertime. And then also we have the Y diverter put in for the winter time, so we can flick this switch here. For the winter time, you're going to want to put the switch, tip this switch this way, and then what it does is it'll let the water go down this side of the Y, and it'll come out the bottom extension pipe. In the summertime, when you want to fill the barrel, the switch goes this way, and we should have some water run out there. It's kind of just a little bit of roof melt off the roof today, so we're actually testing it out here. So that works fine, so we'll just leave that in the winter position. And this barrel now can be removed for the winter time, and that'll function as a normal downpipe for the winter season. As I was showing earlier, we took off the old plastic hose that was on the back of this. This is like an overflow drain. What they come with is this here kind of, as I was showing earlier, this here pipe. It's just kind of like a cheap plastic, and you can see how it caves in like this, and often it stays that way. So the good part with this stuff is it stays rigid, and you can just pick that up at like Home Depot. It's sump pump hose, and it comes in like 25 feet or whatever. You just cut the length that you need depending on the property. So basically, fit this sump pump hose through the bottom crevice here, up underneath. Put the barrel in place. That can drain out on the yard there as needed, or else it can be also cut shorter. So depending on what they want to do with that. And this here is obviously this is the hose for filling buckets. It's nice when, if you're going to plan on using this a lot for like filling pails and buckets, to actually have this barrel raised up a bit on a platform. If this barrel is raised up on a platform, then it makes it a lot easier to set the bucket down low and then fill up your pails. With the barrel sitting this low, you'll always have some water sitting in the bottom of the barrel. The other key thing with barrels is to make sure that they sit level. There really needs to be a better platform underneath this barrel so that it's actually sitting perfectly level. If it's not level, then what will happen is the water will drain over the wrong side of the barrel instead of the overflow going out the overflow hose. Because it drains out the back here, if the barrel's tipped towards the front, the water will want to drain over the front of this. So there's a few key things to barrels to making sure that they run trouble-free. Otherwise, they can be a bit of a hassle. So you got to know what the things to look for. Part of it is getting the proper hoses on them with the proper lengths, and then also sitting it on a level platform. And then another thing too is having the proper Y diverter so you can control the water to it. And also make sure you're putting it in a place where, if say for example you forgot the diverter into the barrel, if this barrel overflows, it's not going to cause any trouble with the house. Because a lot of times people have put barrels in places to try and deal with problem water, like having a downspout in the wrong end of the house where there's poor drainage. A barrel will not really help out a lot because the barrels fill extremely fast in a heavy rain, so you really don't want to use a barrel to contain water from a problem downspout. You really just want to use the barrels to catch a bit of rainwater to drain it onto your yard or fill some buckets like that to water your flowers. So barrels are good, but you got to be used in the right place and hooked up properly.